Okay, hello everybody. We are back and we are doing a War Robots live stream tonight. It's been a while since I streamed War Robots between my short vacation and some work things and other stuff that got in the way, but we are back tonight. I know a few people have been asking me when I'm going to do War Robots, and I kept giving answers and kept having to change plans, so I'm back. And hello there to Typical Cheetah. How you doing? So a couple of things have changed since last time. The Halloween event is over, and and things have been changed up a little bit. Team Deathmatch is no longer on the menu. It's now just like it was before, Beacon Rush or Domination. So my hangars changed up quite a bit. I took out all the trolling and long range stuff, well, most of the long range stuff that I was using, and since the last time I was streaming, I tried a bunch of different hanger combinations, settled on something I like that's got, well, more medium robots than normal. This is what I've been playing for the past like week or so, pretty consistently, and it's been working for me for now. So we'll play it for a bit tonight and see how it works out. And hey there to Boy Boy, haven't seen you in a while either. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to get in here. I'm just going to play a match or two to warm up. I played a little bit earlier today. Um, didn't get a lot of wins, but I was scoring good damage, so let's see if I can keep that up. So I'm just going to play one or two Beacon Rush matches on my own, just to get in the swing of things, and if we get enough people, we'll start squatting up. And hello there, Connor. How you doing? And a couple of people noticed that I added Star Wars Battlefront 2 to my rotation, so I don't know when I'm going to be playing that regularly or not, but that's kind of threw a monkey wrench into my little bit of schedule, too. Just because I've been finding time for that. I'm working my way through the single-player campaign. And a little later on we'll try, and I posted some videos of arcade mode and split screen, too. But a little later on I'll try multiplayer after I get through the single-player campaign. And let me grab a beacon over here. And congratulations, Cheetah, for making 1 million damage. It's actually been a while since I scored that high. I broke 1 million a couple of times. And gotten in the 800, 900k range quite a few times, but I haven't been anything close to consistently scoring that high. It doesn't really mean a whole lot, but it is a really nice feeling when you get that nice big number. Typical cheat, I guess you're asking about Battlefront 2. No, I'm playing on the PS4. I actually don't have an Xbox. Alright, so my first Carnage went down. Yeah, this is already not looking to be a good match. So we've already lost center beacon. There were several times where, under the right circumstances, if you let the red team get center beacon on this map, you could still fight it out and win on bots, but I haven't seen that happen in a long time. Alright, I'm getting crushed now. Alright, let's try Old Reliable here. Yeah, I brought my Thunder Carnage back into rotation. It's always a good damage dealer. Alright, let's go right into the fray. I don't know what it is. I always score better off camera than I do on. I think my problem is I don't play as conservatively when I'm on camera, and I try to get in the middle of things a little too much. Yeah, there's just no getting center beacon back this time. Usually what happens on this map is I end up being the poor sucker who keeps trying to go for center beacon and getting killed, and nobody backs me up. Well, I got one kill out of that. I have not finished Horizon Zero Dawn yet. For who was that asking? Exotic Alpha? No, I still got a ways to go on that. That is a long game. There's a lot of content in it. I've got a good, and that's a loss. Not that it was unexpected after, after losing center beacon so early. Yeah, and the other game in Horizon Zero Dawn, I think I'm getting towards the. I think I'm getting close to the final main quest, but there's still a lot of side quests and stuff I haven't gotten back and done yet. I think I'm close to the end of the main quest, but I could be wrong. That game has surprised me before, where I kind of looked and noticed that I wasn't nearly as far through as I thought. So let's see what I got there. Well, I did okay. That's pretty lousy damage, considering the other team racked up over 1 million on me. Alright, well, let's take a quick look and see who's available for squads. If not, I'll just jump in and play some more. Let's send out some invites. Oh, I know Vlad isn't on right now. Okay, we're lagging a little bit, so I'm going to just wait it out here in the lobby. And hopefully this picks up a little bit. Come on. Alright, looks like these guys are not ready to play. So I'm going to drop out of this squad. Still waiting for the stream to pick back up. I don't want to start it if I know it's laggy. Well, while I'm waiting for that, before I jump into the game, let's take a look at our prize status. I'm actually close to having a Scourge now, after burning through most of my workshop points, but spinning on this thing is not going to get it for me. Because, yeah, the prizes are just too small, and you're not going to get the big prizes until towards the end. It's not even close to random. So, you see, I've spent a few coins, a few gold on some of these to get like 2 or 3 spins, but that's about as far as I'll go, because that just gets too expensive. You know, this one I've only done, I only did 1 spin and I got my 7 HE parts. Usually the nice thing that comes out of these is very early on you'll get the 12-hour VIP. That's useful. That's usually one of the first or second things you get. Alright. So anyway, the stream is still showing that it's a little laggy, but I'm going to drop in a battle anyway and just get through it. Yeah, and the spins for prizes is just really annoying. They're only out there for a day, so unless you've got enough gold to power through it, you're not gonna really get anywhere. And so it's really just encouraging you to spend. They don't say anywhere that it's not random, but it definitely is not random. Every time you do one of the first 2 spins, it comes up with the lowest value prize that you've got available. Yeah. But I do like getting the VIP, so I go for the second spin sometimes, the second or third spin sometimes, just to get the VIP. So you may have noticed I'm not actually upgrading anything now, because I'm at the point where I need at least... the cheapest upgrade I've got is something like 4 million now. So I don't quite have enough silver to start another upgrade. I've been there for a couple of days because I haven't been playing a whole lot. And actually the stuff that I really want to upgrade I need about 6 mil for. And no, it's not a lot of silver. It just... if you're playing a lot, it's not a lot of silver. For me, you know, it's not bad, but if I'm not playing consistently, it takes me a couple of days to build it up. Let's see. Hold on a second. I had to turn down my headset a little bit. It was getting a little hard to hear myself think. Alright, so yeah. And I've said it all along, you know, the game's been getting a little bit more and more oriented around the getting you to pay for things. It's nowhere near as bad as it can get, trust me. There are games that are still much worse, but it's getting, the tactics are starting to get kind of shady. So we'll see where it goes. But you may have heard there was a lot of controversy going on over the random loot crate purchasing thing going on for Star Wars Battlefront. And actually, on release day, they ended up just turning off the microtransactions altogether because there was just so much bad press and backlash. And rumor has it that, actually, not so much of a rumor because I've seen it reported in a few places, that Disney actually stepped in and told them to do something about all the bad press they were getting online. I do believe that the developer, it's DICE and Electronic Arts, got the most downvoted post ever in Reddit history over it. So there was just really so much being said online about it that Disney just decided they would rather not have to deal with a public relations nightmare about a month before the release of their biggest movie of the year. Well, yeah, the positive thing with War Robots, those of you that know me know about what level I'm at, but when you're at that level where you're in gold leagues, you're not going to be exposed to quite as much of the really nasty high-end coiner content as everybody else. So it's still not horrible, but what do I have to look forward to? Yeah, what do you have to look forward to as you advance? Just getting creamed by people that you can't compete with. Or having a coin to keep up with upgrades and things like that. Yeah, the way the progression goes, you're going to get to a point where the only way you can stay competitive is to spend money. And, it really should never come down to that. Okay, so YouTube is telling me that my stream is laggy and choppy, but I'm looking on my monitor as I'm playing, and it still seems to be working, so I'm just going to go with it. This is certainly a better match than last time. This is a pretty even match. It's back and forth. A lot of people have trouble with this board being so big, but it's all in how you play it, I think. As you've got long areas, you've got short areas with lots of covers. Yeah, I think the next update's supposed to have the mini Thunder, whatever they're calling it, the medium class Thunder. That looks like an interesting weapon. That's probably a much better weapon than some of the some of the other new content, things like the shock train that looks like it's just a nightmare. I don't think I've ever seen anybody fire a shock train in an actual match yet. I did run into somebody with an Ember. Alright, this is low scoring game. I'm not really sure why. Alright, let's see. I closed out some of my tasks here. Okay, yeah, so one thing I noticed with the offers down here is that as soon as I got close to getting a Scourge, the only offers I was getting that has a Scourge components in it got really expensive, 3,600, because I was picking up all the cheaper ones that had, Scourge, the couple of things that I was trying to get. I picked Scourge just basically because I picked Scourge basically because, well, for some reason I had the most components for it for whatever reason, so I just kept powering on it. So I think once I get enough to buy this package, I should have a Scourge. I mean, one will help, but and Vlad is agreeing that he's been doing low damage now and doesn't know why. Well, honestly, out of the 5 or 6 games I played earlier today, I think my lowest scoring game out of that was like 400,000. I think one thing that does have something to do with it, the game does lag a little bit while I'm streaming, or lags a little bit more than normal while I'm streaming. That probably has some effect, but I'm just not sure why my scores are that low. Yeah, and I wouldn't mind having a dash bot, but I'm not gonna dump money into the game to get one. So I'm gonna keep going with my ghetto hanger. Yeah, Tempest. I think I've got about half of a Tempest. Also, yeah, I should really have been trying to go in there to get that beacon, but I was just outnumbered with no support. Ah, that didn't pop him. Yeah, there are 3 guys behind me that weren't helping me out. Let's see. Let's go to the other side. That's good Thunder Carnage territory over there. And hello there to Nick the Pro. I don't know, that beacon really isn't necessarily worth the trouble because of it's so close to spawn. Punisher Griffin, yeah, actually I like the Punisher Griffin. If I can ever find where my kids hid my iPad, on my iOS account, I actually run a Punisher Griffin, and I like it a lot. I still have my RDB Griffin, it's just not in rotation right now. But I'm kind of not feeling it as much as I used to. So I may want to switch that one up to Punishers. Well, I think, well, like this guy in the Hydra Fujin, I think people are still, we're getting a lot of the refuge from the, from Team Deathmatch. And that was an example of me taking a risk that I really shouldn't take. Charging across the riverbed while facing 3 opponents. Not a recipe for success. I have a Fujin. I used it a lot. Actually, right now my Fujin is rigged out. Is still rigged out for deathmatch. As a Hydra carrier, just to be annoying, and I never bothered to change up the weapons on it. I just haven't bothered to get around to rearming it. You know, until deathmatch became popular, I was not much of a Hydra user. Although I did have, you know, there's just those days where you just got to annoy people. I had a couple of Hydras just for that purpose, so I rigged them up on my Fujin and went trolling when deathmatch became a team camper match. Getting sandwiched here. Alright, well, let's follow the rest of the battle and see what happens. That's an interesting Leo. No, I don't have any of the Switch bots at all. Jesse, Doc, and Butch. I've never went and got one of those. And especially once they made them buyable only with influence points, and there's very few opportunities to get influence points. Yeah, this wasn't gonna happen. I gotta say the Butch looks like it's interesting. There's a lot of good things you can do with it. Um, the Jesse, well, I don't know how useful that one is. So honestly, if you're gonna run something like aphids on a Jesse, you may as well just put it on the Patton. You won't be as fast, but you'll have more punch in one shot. But a Doc or a Butch, I could see a lot of uses for. I actually seen people take a Butch, load it up with, of all things, Zeniths, and just get dialed in on certain spots on maps like Yamantau, where it's all long play. I saw somebody in a dock just figured out how to consistently hit the side ramps going into the center beacon, and he just bombed that. His team grabbed the middle beacon with a stalker, and he just would not let anybody get across the bridge because he could pound it pretty much consistently the whole game. Again, really, I'm posting really bad scores tonight. I don't think I think my best has been around 300K so far, and well, just for total disclosure, you can see my average is significantly higher than that. It's been better, so I'm not lying. I'm just not sure what's going on tonight. May switch it out. I have not been doing too good with the Patton tonight. So let's see what I can dig back in and pull out of my inventory. Yeah, that's the world's most annoying boa. That's specific. Whoops, sorry about that. Specifically in there for when I get frustrated with team deathmatch. A lot of junk that I should have sold off that I just never have. I might bring my Griffin back. There's my annoying Fujin, long range Leo. Yeah, a lot of these are still tricked out for deathmatch. So let's see. Let's go with something I haven't used in a while. And jump back in. And Nick, I did not actually pay money for that Natasha skin. I got that Natasha in one of the older events. I forget which one. And that Natasha is also rigged out for still built out for old deathmatch matches. Yeah, these guys just need to shoot at the enemy instead of each other. That's kind of annoying. Now, as much as the ballistics weapons have gotten a buff against shields, the Galahad still seems to have a ridiculously tough shield. Which I'm now wasting because, of course, I run into someone with rockets immediately. But that's okay because we got all our beacons right up front. Um, yeah, I got a Leo like this for one of the event prizes, but I did actually buy one because they were actually pretty cheap. It was the cheapest gold purchase I ever saw. I got it just before the event started. Otherwise, I would have. If I knew it was a prize, I would have just waited. But yeah, it was the only skin I saw that was at a really reasonable price that I didn't feel bad about spending some gold on. And there's my evil twin. Or maybe I'm the evil twin. British spots are the Galahad, Lancelot, and Gareth. Yeah, there's a pretty good reason for that, because they've got by far the best defensive capability. They've got the best resistance to damage. As you know, Leo's pretty tough. It's got a good mix of weapon mounts, but there's nothing that can prevent it from taking damage when it gets hit. So it's purely offensive. There's no defense to a Leo. And when you get a Lancelot, you pile on it. It's got the hard shields, and it's got a lot of armor, and it can really tank. Speaking of which, and they're also available for gold, unlike yeah, they didn't use one of those mysterious third currencies. Here we go. We finally got a win. You don't have to gain influence points, which there are very few ways of getting, aside from the Facebook friends cheat. Only one kill, 300,000 damage. I'll take the win. Yeah, definitely lagging a little bit tonight. It's not horrible, but it's definitely a little bit of a drag. So let's see. I'm going to give Galahad another chance. It's not necessarily the best Galahad config, but it's done okay for me. Yeah, that fifth slot does take a while to get, but it's definitely worth it. Yeah, one problem with this hangar is I don't have a lot of long range in it. With that, I mean, not even 500-meter stuff. So that's kind of where my Griffin came in. Alright, I should be using target lock a little bit more than I am. Target lock can be a little buggy sometimes. Alright, and this game is going downhill a little bit at this point. Alright, burned a bot to basically walk through a Fujin. Come on, get out of my way. Galahad picked a bad place to post up. Basically kept me stuck out in the open. Alright, I think I'm doing better on damage this game. Not sure what this is, but I'm going to try and ambush him just the same. Probably not going to be able to grab this beacon. Alright, I'll take it. I got a few kills with it. I kind of cleaned house with that bot before I went down, so can't complain about that one. But it looks like my team is folded up. And hello there to Travis. How are you doing? And yep, Magnum Thunder is a very popular Leo config. I usually try to not use what everybody else is using, but that one's kind of hard to pass up. All right, 600,000. That's much more like it. This is more like a normal score for me. I've been finding the matches have been more even lately, and I'm not sure why that happens, or at least the matches I've been getting. And I've actually popped up into Diamond 3 again. I should still be there because I've been doing okay lately. And yeah, it's still in Diamond 3. You guys basically saw my longest losing streak during the course of this this stream so far. Okay, we're gonna pop into one more before we. I think we're gonna do one more battle before we call it a night. Yeah, Travis, I think I'm winding down the stream right now, but if you want to play next time I stream, I'd be more than happy to get you in. But I think this is going to be my last match for tonight. All right, we're going to start out with the Galahad. And yeah, I'm definitely lagging because there's one of those butch configs that people like, double treb or quad trebs. That's a good config for this map. I'm going to see if I can get to center beacon before anybody else. Probably going to... Yeah, he's probably going to beat me there. Looks like he's beating me there. I'll let the Rogaka get past me. And we're going to button up. Come on, button up. Oh, that's so tight. We got to get that back. This is the closest competition for center beacon I've seen in a while. Usually it's very one-sided. But I think we came out on the losing end of this time. All right, picked up a little lag there. Yeah, we're not getting center beacon back. Unless everybody rushes at once. Well, rockets are a more reliable counter for the Gareth and the Galahad. But not so much against the Lancelot, because, you know, 3/4 of the Lancelots out there are using Anciles. Yeah, the Zeus Carnage is a good mid-range sniper. It's definitely, you have to drive it a lot different than you drive a Thunder Carnage. So a Thunder Carnage, you want to get right up in someone's face. You want to keep that distance. So it's more of a sniping bot, but with the reload time and your sprint, you can actually mix it up a little bit, but you do have to keep it at arm's distance. It's good for countering rockets because just because you've got that extra 100 meters of range, and if you play the ranges correctly. Do a good job of playing the ranges, you can say just on the outside of rocket range. That's a lot harder than it sounds, but yeah, you have the ability to do that. Oh, come on, locked onto the... This brain-dead targeting system locked onto the wrong target. Oh, the Ancile is definitely not a perfect defense, but it does certainly help. And actually, the hard shields on the Lancelot are not quite as effective as you'd want them to be. You don't get complete coverage with them. And since it's in 3 pieces, you can knock off one of the 3 pieces. And be able to get shots through with especially if you've got something like a Thunder, where you're doing area damage. So actually that Thunder Magnum Leo ends up being a pretty good Ancilot hunter. And it doesn't have a lot of staying power, but because it has really no defenses other than sheer armor. But that combination of weapons, you've got magnums that can penetrate shields, penetrate the Ancile, and you've got the Thunder, which can find the cracks in the hard shield and help strip away the Ancile. and that's a loss as I expected. I think this was a lot of damage. Well, more damage than some of my past runs. Not too bad. Not horrible. Not great either, but not horrible. Alright, guys, so let's see. Yeah, but I still outscored everybody on the red team, even though they won. And, well, I don't fault people for not getting beacons on that map, because basically, if you don't get center beacon, it's kind of pointless. And you're never going to get, once the opponent gets center beacon, aside from your 2 home beacons, you're not getting any others if they know what they're doing. Alright, so let's take a quick look at where I stand on box openings. I think I'm trying to save up for another 100-point box, and I got a little ways to go, so I'm not going to do any box openings here. Yeah, Raijin, anything with Thunders is another good one. Even with a Thunder Carnage, as long as you're not getting shot at too much, you can do it too, because you basically have the same firepower as a Raijin, but you're slightly more mobile. And teamwork helps, so like it's best to take them on in pairs, have one person go right, one person go left, so he has to choose who he's looking at, and you can cut through his shields or things like that. But yeah, one-on-one, if you play your cover right with Thunders, you can do it. Again, with the Mag Thunder Leo, you can do it. And there's some other combinations. Anything that can get through an Ancile has at least a ghost of a chance of doing it. But anyway, I'm gonna call it a night at this point. Again, I'll try and do another stream sometime later in the week. It's a short work week for me, so maybe, well, we'll see, Thursday or Friday. What level is my Zeus? My Zeuses are, I believe, level 9 right now, which isn't horrible. It could be much better. You know, that, again, you see, I'm doing okay with them at level 9. Getting those up to level 12 would definitely be a big advantage there. Because that's a lot more damage. Same thing, except for the Galahad, which I haven't been playing as much. Most of my weapons are level 8, 9, 10 right now. And slowly working my way up. Anyway, that's all for tonight. Thanks for coming out and playing with me tonight, and or watching me play tonight. Hopefully next time we get, we'll have a few more people in that are ready to play, and we'll get some squad matches going on. So watch again. Not sure exactly what day. Again, my schedule's in a little bit of disarray because I've got an extra game coming in my rotation that I haven't figured out where I'm going to put it yet. But watch out sometime over the long weekend. I'll be doing my next stream. And for War Robots, I'll try to stick to doing playing Horizon Zero Dawn Friday night, and I'm going to throw in at least one session of Star Wars Battlefront 2 somewhere in there as well. So have a great night, guys, and a great short work week or school week going into the Thanksgiving holiday for those of you in the States. I'll talk to you later. Good night.